Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. We got him. As you can see, I'm about to watch an update, but after suspect was arrested in the murder. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Justice will prevail. I am so happy that we finally caught this guy and he's not going to get away with this terrible, terrible crime. Now, I was sleeping. I just woke up and I was about to go ready and go shoot a vlogging video for the channel when I looked at my phone and I realized that, yes, we got him. Could not be happier that is the reality. I'm glad this guy did not get away at all. Shout out to the FBI agents. Shout out to every single person who put time and effort into finding this guy. And we're not going to let him get away with this. And now it's time to throw the book at this guy. And I guess his name is Tyler Robinson. First off, what a shitty name. I don't know what this guy, other than the photos and videos that we have, what this guy actually does look like. But it looks like we caught him. Which is absolutely good job to the FBI agents. Again, good job to everybody who put time and effort into finding this guy, and not letting him off the hook for what he's done. Now, we just need to throw the entire book at him, and he should never, ever see another day of freedom in his life. He needs to be locked away. Better yet, I would even go as far as saying this guy deserves the death penalty. But that's just my opinion. But I just cannot be so happier right now that we caught this guy. And so that's all I know is that we caught this guy. We're going to find out more in this press conference. That was, I believe, about maybe an hour ago. Again, I just woke up. I just found this out. I was about to go shoot a vlogging video until I found this out. But this is way more important than that. So, right now, I'm going to watch this press conference, get some more updates. But, ladies and gentlemen, we caught him! Let's go, baby. Let's go. This freaking a-hole. I could not be happier. I swear, when I nearly saw this information on my phone, I nearly broke out in a dance. Just because I was so happy that I knew that this person was not going to get away with this terrorist act. This absolute unjustifiable murder. And I could not be happy. And again, his name is Tyler Robertson. Terrible name, by the way. And so we're going to watch the press conference. We're going to get some more updates of the situation. Now, since we got this guy arrested, I feel like we need to figure out what was his motive. Was it to maybe he just disagreed with Charlie? With none of the reasons why he had to do what he did justifies what he did. But what was his motive behind the killing? Was it because, he was on the left and Charlie was on the right? Or was it because he just simply disagreed with Charlie? Or was he paid off to try to do this? I don't know. Hopefully they got an answer for us in that aspect of what his motive was. But we did get him. They caught him. I don't know when exactly he was arrested. All I know is I woke up and he was arrested. And now we're going to watch the press conference, get some updates. But I could not be more happier that we caught this guy. Because that was one of my biggest fears, that this guy would just get away with it. But no. They put in the time, the effort, so shout out to the FBI And shout out to the police department. Shout out to the detectives. Also, shout out to the people who called in with a bunch of tips, because they also helped capture this guy. And this guy needs to face the full scent of the law. Never see another day of freedom in his entire life. As far as I'm concerned, really, throw this guy behind bars for the rest of his life and give him the death penalty. Those are really the first option to me, would be the death penalty for this guy. That should be what the charges should be, yeah. In my opinion, just my opinion. This guy committed a terrorist act. He took away, some people might be thinking I'm a little bit harsh by saying, oh, this guy deserves the death penalty. No, this a-hole deserves the death penalty. He took away 2 little kids' father. He took away a husband. He took away so much from so many people. And he just does not have the right to see another day of daylight, a day of freedom at all. Zero, zilch, nada. Throw the book at this guy, lock him up forever, give him the death penalty. I know you can't lock him up forever and give him the death penalty, but definitely give him the death penalty. In my opinion, that's what he deserves. That's justice to me. Even though if he might just get life on this, hopefully he'll get beat up in prison every single day of his freaking life. Because if there's anybody who deserved that, it would be this a-hole. But anyway, I'm so happy that we caught this guy. He's not going to get away with it. Right now, I'm just going to watch the update the officials give. And so let's go ahead and play that right now.
And Sheriff Mike Smith. We also have with us.
Okay, so I'm going to fast forward this a little bit until I actually get them talking about. Okay, here we go.
Reached out to a family friend.
There's Kash Patel right over there.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
Yeah, we got him. Let's go.
On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office.
Okay, so did you hear that? Family member of his reached out to somebody. I'm going to give a little tiny brownie points to that family member who recognized that person and called somebody and let them know that, hey, I know who this person is. So that family member absolutely did the right thing, and that lets me know that family person does have some type of moral values. So I'm really happy that family member was able to call somebody else and give off a tip of, hey, I know who this guy is. So that's good for that family member.
With information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident.
Wow, so he confessed to this family member that he was the one who did it. The cockiness of this guy. Now, before in the last video, I said that this guy seemed like a professional. But, I might be taking that back because I don't know how you would even tell anybody that you did something like this. But I wonder if he said it in like a bragging way, like, haha, yeah, I'm the one who got Charlie. And expected not his family member to tell on him. Well, guess what? Luckily for us, his family member seems like they have some moral values, and they was able to pick up the phone and let people know that this scumbag was the one who did this. But he told his family member, the one who called a friend and then the friend got a hold of the authorities, that he did this. It sounds like to me this guy thought he was going to get away with it and fucking couldn't hold it in. Freaking, sorry, I'm not trying not to cuss, but I'm just so excited and that we've caught this guy. My words are just, I'm trying to find the right words without cussing, but man, the nerve on this guy just to be like, yeah, I'm the one who did it. Probably freaking bragging about it. Makes me so mad. I wish I could take this Tyler person and take him in the back room for a couple hours, if you know what I mean. Alright? That's what I would do if I saw this a-hole.
This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, so this person called a friend, and the friend called the proper authorities and give them the heads up.
And scene investigators at Utah Valley University.
Oh no, now we got to add. Are you freaking kidding me right now? I do not want to add on this video! What is this? Oh my god. It's for a stupid mobile game. Get off my screen.
This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:20.
So he was in a vehicle. I was wondering that. I was wondering if he like parked his vehicle down a couple blocks or whatever, and then, you know, he just kind of just walked up to the college. But no, they got him on video driving up with his Dodge car to the actual college. So he didn't walk there. He didn't park off to the side. But then that begs the question, because if you check out my other video, in the other video, all we saw him was running away after the fact. So I wonder why he didn't run to his vehicle that he pulled up to the college in. Maybe he felt like he couldn't make it back to his vehicle or something like that. But apparently this guy showed up to the college in a vehicle. In a Dodge vehicle.
9 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators...
So he went up in the morning. He said, I don't know exactly what time he said, but I'm going to rewind it so I can get this straight.
Arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m.
So he showed up at 8:29 a.m. on that day. Probably, I'm guessing, to like scope out the scene, and you know.
On September 10th. In which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images.
So so when the investigators found him and walked up to him, he was wearing the exact same outfit that he was wearing that day. That morning that they caught him on video. Oh, what a disgusting human being. This guy probably never ever took a shower in his life. Absolutely disgusting.
Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in that conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU.
So he's been in politics before, so to me when he says that, it sounds like this guy just did not like his point of views at all. And he told his family members beforehand that, you know, that hey, this guy Charlie, he's a conservative, he's coming over to Utah College, and apparently this guy, what it sounds like, this guy is on the left and did not like Charlie's political views or opinions. But what he failed to realize is that a lot of people feel the same way Charlie does, as in political views and just opinions. So he did not silence his voice. So he was eating dinner and he was talking about Charlie Kirk to his family before the incident. And then he told them after he told somebody in his family that he did this thing after the fact.
They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had.
So yeah, he didn't like him. He didn't like the viewpoints that he had. He just said that. Well, guess what? Tough luck. That does not give you the right to kill another person, another human being, just because you disagree with them or their political views and ideas. This guy is mental, he's stupid, he's dumb, he's idiotic. Because he didn't like what Charlie had to say. He thought he had to do this? Is that what I'm getting? Nothing, no reason. He has no justification for what he's done. Zero, not a stilch. Just because you don't like somebody's political views or opinions does not give you the right to do something like this to that other person. This man is a scumbag. And I'm assuming, just based off what he's been saying already, that this guy's definitely probably part of the left. Now, there is a rumor out there that he's part of Antifa, but we'll see if they say anything like that. But right now, it just seems like to me, this guy was on the left. And Charlie was obviously a conservative, and he didn't like the factual stuff that Charlie was spewing out. Makes me mad.
The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate.
Yeah, I would imagine so. He is a hateful person. And just spreading hate and lies. Because people like this shooter don't have any good arguments at all. They don't know how to have a conversation. They don't know how to have a good, just a normal debate with somebody you just disagree with. And when they get their all panties in a bunch, this is kind of result thing that you happen. And there's a lot of people on the left. Also, there's like a small percentage of people on the right who do these type of stupid stuff. Well, here's something. You don't like what the person says, don't listen to him. And so what if he's coming to, I'm guessing he went to Utah College or whatever, or maybe he was just like a normal, no, I wouldn't say the word normal, but maybe he was just a guy who lived in Utah, found out that Charlie was coming to the College of Utah. I'm happy that we caught this guy, though. That's the good news out of all of this. But just finding this information out right now is just kind of really just...
The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger.
So this family member did call a friend, and the friend called the proper authorities. So I'm going to give a little tiny brownie points to this family member that stepped up, and let the proper people know that, hey, I know who this guy is. I can confirm he has that vehicle that you guys had on camera. And this is the guy who did this terrible act, and this is who you're looking for. So small, little, tiny brownie points for this family member who actually helped capture this a-hole.
Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord.
So he was on Discord and he made a joke on Discord. He said roommate, so I'm assuming that this Tyler guy was a student of Utah because he said his roommate. I mean, that could just be, just a roommate, just helping paying rent and all that other stuff, but apparently he made some sort of comment on Discord. Discord, I feel like, is just... Honestly, I don't do Discord. I don't really know much about it. But I know there's a lot of losers on Discord. A lot of them. who have zero lives and zero moral values for other people. So does it surprise me that he was on Discord? No, it does not surprise me at all.
Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages...
So he was constantly posting on Discord. Hateful rhetoric. That's how you say that word. Hateful rhetoric. I'm sorry, I can't not pronounce that word for whatever. But, so he was on Discord a lot, and he was posting a lot of hateful things. Which, yeah. If you're on Discord, I don't know much about Discord, but I can just say there's a lot of bad people on Discord. A lot of idiots on there. And this guy was one of them.
Included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving...
So he was posting a message about the rifle that he had, and he was posting, for whatever reason, he was posting on Discord about him needing to go back and get the rifle that he ditched in the woods that the authorities later found. So he was planning on going back and getting that rifle because I guess he realized that his DNA prints or something was going to link him to the shooting.
The rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel.
So he wrapped the rifle in a towel and he laid it in the woods, hoping that nobody would find it. Fortunately, we did find it, but he was posting on Discord that he needed to go back and grab the murder weapon. So he wrapped it in a towel. Hopefully that, I guess, nobody would recognize it or something.
The messages also refer to engraving bullets.
Right here, what does it say? So here's the suspect. He's 22 years old. I would say this guy's definitely a college student from Utah. He's 22 years old. Listen, when you're in your 20s, you're absolutely stupid. I was in my 20s, but I've never done anything this low before. So this guy takes stupid to a whole different level. And he was taken into custody in State George, Utah. So he still was in Utah. About 4 hours. So he was 4 hours away from the college when they found him. President Trump was someone familiar with the subject contacted for authorities. Okay, so this guy is 22 years old with a stupid name, and he was taken into custody about 4 hours away from the college, from the shooting. Okay?
And a mention of a scope and the rifle being used.
So, yeah, he did have a scope, which, I mean, that making I guess it was 200 yards. I mean, you would imagine that this guy did have a scope.
Unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there's been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings.
Yeah, I know there was writings. I think it was either writings on the rifle or writings on just the clip things, but I never heard about what they said on the clips or on the writing, so I guess we'll just find that out right now, what the writing was said.
Those bullet casings and
bullet casing. I guess there was writing on the clips and bullet casings.
I believe we have that as well. And I'll share that with you now.
Yeah, let's see him.
If you're here in the
Another
area and are
freaking
looking
ad,
for a
of
solution
course.
to heat your home this winter,
Why
then
is
this
there
is
ads
hands
in this
down the
video
system you need
anyway?
to be looking at. It's a
This
heat pump
video
system,
is
so
far
not only
more
will it heat your home
important than
efficiently
freaking
during
ads.
So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle.
So he intentionally engraved messages, whatever, on the casings of the bullet shells, I'm assuming, but nonetheless, the casings, he had messages he wrote on there. So this guy definitely, I feel like this definitely was politically motivated from what I'm gathering from all of this.
Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital O-W-O, what's this, question mark." Inscription.
What's this? I'm not sure what those abbreviations were. Hold on, I'm sorry. Bear with me. I'm trying to understand.
To be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital O-W-O, what's this, question?"
Capital O, I don't know what O-W-O stands for. Somebody let me know if you know what that stands for.
Mark. Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point."
Hey fascist, yeah, so that right there tells you that this loser was on the left. This is how the left operates. You disagree with somebody on the left, they feel like they're justified to take your life. And he's calling whoever a fascist. Take a look in the mirror, bro. Who's the one sitting there killing people just because you disagree with their opinions?
Catch,
Who's
exclamation
the real fascist? You tell me.
point. Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow," and a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
If you read this, you are gay. Okay, so this person has no sympathy. Zero. This person deserves the death penalty. I'm sorry, he does.
We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who's worked seamlessly together.
Yes, law enforcement, FBI, people who gave tips, even that family member who gets a little bit of brownie points for doing the right thing and alerting the people like, hey, yeah, I know who this guy is. And he just told me that he did this. But this guy obviously is a lefty lunatic. Obviously. It's always the people on the left who complain about violence but then go out there and commit to violence. Thinking that they're going to stop violence by committing more violence. So stupid. That's how people on the left have such small brains, I tell you. And if all, they barely use them. There are some good people on the left, yes. But there's mostly people on the left that are just like this person, who has mental health issues and not a rational thinker, and think they can just do whatever they want to somebody they disagree with.
Local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you to the public as well. So this guy was a lefty. Calling other people fascist when he's the one out there committing murder. Now, I'll just be completely honest. I'm not totally understand what this fascist word is, but I know Charlie was not a fascist. But yeah, just senseless, man. Just really senseless. What do you expect from these type of people from the left, right? They don't know how to have a debate. They don't know how to disagree with somebody. They don't know how to make any good argument points for their side, just by having a conversation or debate. So once they know they've lost the argument, because that is factual from the other side, they have nothing left, and this is the results that we get.
And helping us get to this point, I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this.
They did the right thing, yeah. They get so that family member does get a little bit small brownie points. At least they had somewhat of a moral compass that was able for them to do the right thing and get the proper authorities involved.
Case, and we're able to bring him into to law enforcement as well.
And yes, I'll just put it out there right now. I am a conservative. I'm a proud conservative. I voted for Trump not once, not twice, but 3 times.
I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about them for a minute. I bet that brings a little tiny bit of happiness that they actually caught this person, and so in that aspect, I'm sure they're actually kind of relieved just a little tiny bit. I'm not saying they're happy. Obviously, they're not happy. Obviously, they're still going through it and still sad. But I'm just saying this. Capturing this guy has got to bring just that little slim of happiness. Like this person's not going to get away with this. There's actually a person who did this and we caught them. And when they got the news, I'm sure they were happy that they caught this guy. But still, thoughts and prayers definitely are with the family and friends. I mean, it's still terrible. But this just brings a little tiny bit of happiness, I think it'll definitely help with the grieving process and the closure process of the reality and what's been going on.
Us to be thinking of them as we
thoughts and prayers are definitely with them.
Bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice.
Good. They should be involved. And I hope they give this guy the death penalty. I really do.
We'll be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah. But
yeah, it's been a sad day it's been a couple sad days since this happened. Still trying to just wrap my head around this entire thing. How could evil people, there's just evil people in this world. There's always going to be evil people. There's always going to be losers, just like this Tyler guy. And there's a lot of losers on Discord who don't know how to have a simple disagreement. And there's people on the left just like this who don't know how to have a simple argument. And when their argument just falls apart and they have nowhere to go because they have zero argument to justify their rational or their supposedly rational thinking, they lead it to violence. And there's a lot of losers like this Tyler guy out there. that hopefully will not take it to this level. Just because you disagree with somebody does not give you the right to do this. Go out there. Go out there. This Tyler dude hated Charlie Kirk and his opinion and his political opinion so much. Then go out there and tell him why he's wrong. Let the whole world know why he's wrong. Go out there and debate him, dude. You don't do something like this.
I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the director of the FBI.
All right, here's Kash Patel. He's about to give up more details of the case and ongoing. And, just real quick on Kash Patel, I think he's doing an okay job. Now, the whole Epstein thing, that's a whole different thing. Maybe I'll do a video about that a little bit later. But for now, I think he's doing just an okay, average job. Well, no, I wouldn't say average. I'd say he's doing an okay job as FBI director.
Kash Patel.
If you were ever inappropriately touched by a rideshare driver, don't ignore
like these ads need to be on here.
$580,000 or more.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops.
That's right. Instead of trying to defund the police, let's defund the police so that way crime can go up. That's a great idea. Said no one ever.
The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together.
That's why we need more cops to stop crime. Is there bad cops out there? Of course. There's a few bad apples. I'll admit that. There's terrible bad cops out there. I've seen a few videos of bad cops out there, right. But they need the proper training, and we need to hopefully try to hire the right people. So we can stop stuff like this from happening.
To bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team.
Yeah.
They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of...
This is what happens when we have good cops. And the majority of cops are good, but there are a few bad apples. I will agree with that. But a lot of I would say the majority of police officers are just, providing for their family and trying to make the community a whole lot safer. And again, shout out to the police and the FBI for doing their job, and the people who brought in the tips who helped to catch this person.
Justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. But Governor Cox, we are so grateful.
Yeah, which we should do. Absolutely, Work together. We work together with the FBI, work together with the local police department, and I'm sure the federal, which the FBI is the federal, but it's just the combination of everybody working together is why this guy did not get away with it. And I was worried about him getting away with it, because just imagine if this person did get away with it. I mean, we'd be singing a different song right now, a different story. But everybody just working together, was able to bring this guy in.
For your state partnership that led out on this investigation.
Yeah.
A little bit of the timeline.
All right, now we're getting the timeline of the events leading up to it, and I guess we'll get the events after. But we do already know some detail about that, but he's about to give us the timeline. So let's listen to the timeline of what happened.
Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m.
Yeah, so Charlie shot at 12:23 p.m. in the afternoon
on Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes.
So it took 16 minutes for agents to get on the scene of the shooting. 16 minutes. Yeah, I mean, that's 16 minutes. I mean, you would like for them to get there a little bit sooner than 16 minutes, but I mean, at least they got there under 20 minutes. So
police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilized these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be...
So they were collecting evidence at the scene and transferring it to the lab, I guess, trying to get DNA, and they were able to secure the area. It sounds like very, very fast after the fact. So they do have evidence against this guy. This is the guy who did it.
Analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI.
Now, whether or not he did it by himself or if he got paid or it just seems like from what we gathered so far that this guy, it was just basically a solo mission. But that's just from what I've gathered. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he did get paid to do this from somebody else. I don't know. But it seems like this person was just a radical left person. And I say that because they brought up political views and just different opinions. And Charlie's political views were definitely conservative because he was a conservative view. And who disagrees with people who are conservative and people on the right, people who are on the left. So that's what makes me assume that this person was a person on the left.
Laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF.
Yeah, they send evidence to different laboratories to try to get DNA and just evidence, period, against this person. So it seems like they got to the scene 16 minutes. It's under 20 minutes, so I mean, I guess that's good timing. And they were able to secure the scene and collect a bunch of forensics evidence and send it off to the laboratory to preserve it and to look deeper into that evidence. And I guess potentially DNA also too would coincide with the evidence.
At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m.
Yeah, the photos that we saw in my other video.
Local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10.
I didn't know they put out a reward for the capture of this guy, but so wait, that makes me take back giving brownie points to the family member. Did the family member get this money? I hope the family member did not get this money at all, because frankly they don't deserve it. Just like they didn't do this and commit this crime. But listen, we're not going to help your family out, you know what I mean? We're not going to give you, I hope we didn't give this person the money so they'd be able to help this person out. You know, that just rubs me the wrong way personally. Hopefully this person didn't see a dime of that $100,000. Even though they get little tiny points for, you know, reaching out to people and getting the proper authorities saying, hey, I know who this person is. But they shouldn't see any of that money, in my opinion.
45 a.m. local.
Just because I worry about them, you know, sending maybe this loser some money in prison or something. I don't know what they would do with it, but regardless, I don't think they should get it. Instead of that $100,000 going to them, let's give it to Charlie Kirk's family. Let's do that instead.
Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m.
So they did go down there after the fact They got down there around 5 p.m., him and Kash Patel. Which, again, he's a good guy, but the whole Epstein thing, that's separate from this, so.
On 9/11. The governor led a press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m., where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect.
Yeah, and I broke down that video, and I went all over that new footage that they did release on that press conference as well, in my other video.
We also released new images to the public of the suspect.
Yeah, of his messed up hairline and his ugly face. And I thought maybe there was a small chance of him wearing a mask, but no, that wasn't a mask. That was his actual face. And it seems like, I know I said this guy, I felt like this guy planned this out, but I mean, he still could have planned this out, but they did say that he went to college earlier that morning. So maybe he had it in his head that he was going to do this. He just didn't know, like, the positions and all that. So he went to the college early to scope out to where he could get a good angle. But then that poses the question, how would he even know where Charlie was going to be? Was there like a 10-up saying like, hey, Charlie Kirk is going to be here, right here in this spot, you know what I mean? Like, basically promoting what's going to happen earlier that day. Like, some schools do that when they have a special guest coming or something. They'll like advertise it like right here, like get in line or all that other stuff.
And just last night,
With Monday.com.
Another ad! Are you kidding me? I cannot believe this stuff. I'm going over this. I hate these things.
the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours.
So they got him at 10 p.m. TPM. What was 10 p.m.? Wait, TPM local time. And that was before the press conference? I'm thinking about it too hard, but they got him at 10 p.m.
33 to be precise. Thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went.
Yeah. Thank you so much for people who give their tips and help the police and the FBI find this guy. Really, you really did do a big help. It warms my heart knowing that there's people out there that actually do care.
So public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency.
I just love to see it. I really do love to see that the public came together and help find this guy, so he can face justice for the terrible act that he did.
Crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, processed that crime scene quickly, and I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to...
So they do got forensic evidence on this guy, which is good because we know this is our guy. This is him. So that's good. They were able to get there, shut it down, and grab a bunch of forensic evidence against this person. So that's good.
Be garnered. Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as
so they're still currently processing evidence and everything else. I hope we get to find out the motive, but I kind of already feel like that was the motive just because, he disagreed with Charlie and his political and just his opinion, which is absolutely disgusting that this guy thought he could just take it there and silence Charlie, but no, his torch will be carried on. He didn't accomplish, this Tyler person did not accomplish what he thought, what he thinks he accomplished. He didn't.
See it as we collect it, and we will continue to deliver to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000 leads. As of this morning, thanks to your great work, we have over 11,000 leads that were called in to the FBI.
Over 11,000 leads. I gotta clap for that, man. That's Americans helping out the proper authorities to catch this person. That lets me know there's a lot of people out there just like me with good moral values. So that makes me feel a little bit good, you know. Knowing that there are still good people out there in the world. But unfortunately, there's still evil people out there. But does the good outweigh the evil? I don't know. But there are good people out there. So that's a good thing. There's still good people out there. Good Americans, just regular good people with moral values and knows the difference between right and wrong.
FBI. And we are running out every single lead that we can. Every one of those leads will be run out. The arrest is a testament to the dedication of good law enforcement being great and partnerships in law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure as the director of the FBI. There is no better relationship for law enforcement than the FBI to partner with state and local authorities, and you've seen it here in these last few days.
Yeah.
The FBI Salt Lake Field Office, along with our offices in LA, Phoenix, Denver, San Antonio, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, our headquarters component in Quantico, all participate in the FBI. I want to express my deep gratitude to the employees.
Yeah. They did a good job. I'm seeing if he says anything more about the suspect right now. He's just giving the proper praise to law enforcement and the people who helped, rightfully so. They're a big reason why we caught this guy, because everyone working together and not letting this guy escape. Because again, I was worried that this guy was going to get away with it, but looks like that's not happening now. Now we need some justice and give this guy. I'm assuming this guy is in some type of holding cell off in like a federal prison right now. Now that we caught the suspect, this is obviously going to go to trial. I don't know how this person is going to plead not guilty, right? Prosecutors absolutely should seek the death penalty. We should not offer this guy any type of deal whatsoever, honestly. Even if he wants to plead guilty. If he wants to plead not guilty, that's fine, dude, but you know what you did, and you got to pay for it. So hopefully the prosecution won't let him offer a deal like that. Like, well, we'll just give you life in prison. Like, no. If I'm the prosecutor, I'm going for the death penalty. Because that's what you deserve. Don't let taxpayers' dollars be wasted on a loser like this guy.
Employees of the FBI, the men and women, the evidence response team tacticians.
Right now, he's just giving praise. So I'm going to move up a little bit here and try to see if he says anything. Maybe he'll take some questions, too.
Rest now, brother. We have the watch. And I'll see you in Valhalla.
Yeah. Is that it?
Thank you, and good morning. I would just like to take a few minutes as the sheriff to express my gratitude.
Okay, more of this. I'm going to fast forward it a little bit more just to see if they say anything else about it.
So I'm probably the most well-rested person up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I get the microphone, so I hope you'll permit me a moment just to share.
Hold on. I'm phoning fast forward.
Specifically right now, if I could, I need to talk to the young people in...
That might be the updates on the suspect.
Our state, in my state, and all across the country.
Wait, hold on. I want to see what his message is.
And these are the words that have helped me.
Okay.
Charlie said, when people stop talking, that's when you get violence.
Yeah, when people start talking. That's right. We still need to go out there and still talk. Somebody needs to go out there and talk to these college kids. And this does not need to stop. And I'm a true believer of somebody out there will pick up the torch. Call Charlie Kirk. What he was doing will continue to live on through him, and unfortunately without him, because he's just motivated so many people to just get messages out there, to be able to have open debates and open public platforms, to where you don't have to worry about this. This loser thought that he was going to silence probably the conservatives and probably just people who have different opinions, to where they won't talk about their different opinions or their beliefs out in public. But this loser completely failed. Charlie's message will continue to be pushed. He didn't silence Charlie's message at all. That is going to continue to get out there. That's going to continue to get pushed. Nobody should have to worry about whether or not they're going to die for giving their political opinions or just their opinions out in public. Nobody should worry about that. And we shouldn't let this deter future debaters going out to these colleges and actually having conversations with other people that they disagree with. That should not stop this from happening. And I believe that this incident here is not going to stop that from happening. It's still going to happen. So this guy is such a loser. And he thought he was going to be able to shut up voices. But no. All he did was make these voices louder and more clearer. So he failed. He did all this for nothing at all.
He said the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Welcome without judgment.
Yeah, this guy, yeah. Well, I mean, he's preaching. I don't know what this guy's trying to do right over here, saying that, we should forgive the shooter. I'm guessing this is what this guy's trying to do right now? Are you serious, bro? If this is what this man right here is trying to do, we should forgive this shooter. No! How about no? I don't forgive this shooter for anything. This shooter's wicked, and this shooter deserves the death penalty. Alright? As far as I'm concerned, this shooter can burn in hell. Now, I don't know if that's what this man is getting at, but he's talking about forgiveness in a situation like this.
Love without condition.
I ain't giving this shooter no forgiveness from me. I guarantee you that. Right. This guy deserves to burn in hell.
Forgive without limit. He said, always forgive your enemies.
He's quoting
Nothing annoys them so
Charlie
much.
said, but he's talking about, yes, I agree with what Charlie said about this, but I feel like this is not the right time to bring up quotes about Charlie speaking about forgiveness, because I feel like he's insinuating that we need to forgive this person. That's just how I feel. That's how I feel like he's coming off as when he's talking about this. So I find it kind of weird that he's gonna bring up this now, because this guy absolutely deserves zero forgiveness. Zero.
A few months ago, I referenced this last night, Charlie posted to social media, when things are moving very fast and people are losing their minds, it's important to stay grounded. Turn off your phone, read scripture, spend time with friends, and
we just brought up his mugshot. I'm gonna move my face up here to the corner. There's that smug prick right there. Look how ugly this guy is, dude. Look how terrible. He can tell he has zero remorse on his face. He's just upset that he got caught. Absolutely deserves the death penalty. What a loser this guy is. He's got a messed up hairline. He's just ugly. Look at how ugly this guy is. What a total loser you are, sir. No, you're not even a sir. You're just a pathetic loser. And honestly, I don't condone violence, but this guy right here, I hope he's getting the crap kicked out of him. I hope they put him in jail or prison with a bunch of conservative criminals, and they're just absolutely mauling his ass right now. I hope he's feeling a lot of pain. That's how upset I am over this situation. And knowing that I don't condone violence, but against people like this, yeah, they just gotta go, man. I'm sorry. You deserve the death penalty, and I really hope the prosecution goes for that instead of just life in prison. And if he does get life in prison, I hope he becomes somebody's prison's wife and he gets the R word every single day that he's in there.
Remember, internet fury is not real life. It's going to be okay. He again said, when you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of life. You're not going to agree with every single thing somebody says, obviously. You can either have those discussions on why you disagree, or you can just, not talk to that person if you don't like the way their thinking is. That's it. Talk about them why you disagree, or just don't talk to them at all. Those are the only two options. But we need to get back to where we can disagree with each other but still live peacefully with each other in this world. Because nowadays you disagree with somebody and that person feels like they gotta kill you. Just basing it off of what this guy did. This guy didn't agree with Charlie, so what he thought, well, I can't out debate him. He makes logical sense. He has better reasoning than I do. I don't know how to communicate, so I'm just going to go out there and commit a horrific act. Yeah, that way of thinking needs to get eliminated. Because we can disagree with people, but still be civil with one another.
To commit violence. He said, what we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have a reasonable agreement, where violence is not.
Yeah, just like I said. Yeah. And Charlie, he was pushing the same message out there too. And that's what this guy is reading off of what just Charlie has said.
An option. Now, again, to my young friends out there, you are inheriting a country where politics feels like rage. It feels like rage is the only option.
Politics is a whole different animal. But I'm going to fast forward here, see if Kash Patel comes back out. But I think it's just the rest of this guy going on. Yeah.
Law enforcement being great.
So, yeah. So, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. I couldn't be a little bit tiny happy. Obviously, I'm still sad and still angry about this entire thing. But it does bring a little tiny bit of happiness knowing that this person is not going to get away with this Tyler person who's only 22 years old. Now, I know in your 20s, people are all dumb. But this just takes dumb in your 20s to a whole different level. This moron, rather than just, turn off his TV and just staying away from Charlie and not even listening to Charlie, he decided, since he didn't like his political views and his opinions that he would take him out. What a stupid moron. That's what you call that person, a stupid moron idiot. And I hope that he gets the death penalty for what he's done. I don't want to see him get life in prison. So hopefully whoever's going to prosecute this case, they didn't say who was going to prosecute this case, but whoever is going to prosecute this case, go for the death penalty. Do not try to get this guy life in prison. Obviously, he shouldn't get like years. He should just get life in prison. Or, in my opinion, the better option is the death penalty. This is what, and this case, I'm assuming this case will be ran in Utah. Maybe the federal prosecutor will take over, so maybe it won't be, the trial won't be in Utah. Maybe it'll be somewhere else, but I'm not sure about the death penalty law, because every single state has a different law according to that, depending on what state you're in. So I'm not 100% on what the law is about that in Utah, but whoever's going to prosecute this case definitely needs to go for the death penalty and not life in prison. No plea deals whatsoever at all, because obviously in America, no matter how horrific the crime is, you still got the right to a lawyer. I truly believe that. Listen, if you're going to believe in the Constitution and the rights for American citizens, you have to believe that for all American citizens, even this scumbag who I would say that's not an American citizen, is just basically, in my opinion, a terrorist. But nonetheless, you are in America, and in America we do have rights. So, I mean, even the most evilest people will still have a right to a attorney. So I'm assuming this Tyler person will get an attorney, but if I'm the prosecutor, I'm not giving out no deals at all right now. I'm letting this person know, like, hey, I'm going for the death penalty, okay? I'm not even going to try to get life for you. I want the death penalty. I'm sure maybe the family feels different on the subject. Maybe, I know he has a Christian family, so maybe they're about forgiveness. Maybe they'll just be like, well, we just want this guy to spend the rest of his life in prison. But for me, or maybe they would want, I don't know what the family wants, but the family is going to be involved in this process. So I guess, like, whatever the family wants, I'm okay with. But I personally want the death penalty for this guy. But whatever the family wants, which is obviously going to be either the death penalty or life in prison, whatever they think, I'm sure they're going to talk to the prosecutor about all this. And so I would just go with the family. If it comes out that the family wants just this person to be in life and not the death penalty for prison, I'll be okay with that. It's whatever justice. I wish we could just leave it up to the family on whatever justice they would. Do you want this guy to get the death penalty, or do you want this guy to be in prison for life? Which one of those two scenarios, will help the family get that closure and deal with that grief and whatever you want to call it, revenge or justice, which I call it justice for the family. Whatever the family wants, I totally 100% agree with, if that happens to come out of what the family wants to happen to this guy. But as far as my opinion right now, this guy should get the death penalty. Hopefully the prosecutor don't give any more deals. But the silver lining is all this, that this person is not going to get away with this terrible and sick crime that he committed. And it's just a really sad situation, but nonetheless, we did catch this loser, so that's good news. If any more updates come out, I definitely will record, because I'm on top of this. As soon as I get notification or if I see something new, I'm going to try to do my best to jump all over it. Oh, excuse me. I'm getting the hiccups all of a sudden. Don't know where those came from, but nonetheless, I'm trying to stay on top of this situation. Any more updates I get, I will definitely record and put it out there. And I'm sure this press conference was like 2 hours ago, so I just woke up and just started filming as soon as I noticed it on my phone that this person was caught. And I wanted to just get the press conference of what we all find out about how he was caught and what happened when he was caught. But they did have the mugshot. Hold on, I'm going to go over here one more time and try to just get the mugshot going. Right there. Okay, well, there's another ad! Well, surprise, surprise. I don't know why there's so many ads on these type of videos. Skips ads. Okay, so right there.
Not by pretending differences don't matter.
So right there that's the loser who did all this. Yeah, I just wish I could take this guy in the back. But we got him. That's the good news. Any more updates, I will definitely post them as they come about. But, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. And it's time for justice to prevail. 100% time. But that's going to do it for me. I will post more updates. Maybe I'll still go shoot a vlog video. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's what I was going to do before I got this update on my phone about the situation. But yeah, we got him. And yeah, and thoughts and prayers are obviously still with the families and friends of this tragic situation. R.I.P. Charlie. We got him. We got him. This will not go in vain. We got him, Charlie. We got him for you and for your family.